Today, you're going to learn how you can build a highly targeted lead list full of thousands of decision makers in your ideal client profile so that you can book more qualified meetings with people who are ready to buy and scale your revenue predictably. So I'm going to show you the exact process that I use for my own agency using Apollo. Now you can extrapolate the skills you're about to learn into any other lead aggregating platform, whether that be ListKit, whether that be LinkedIn Sales Navigator, whether that be ZoomInfo, whatever. But we're going to use Apollo because it's the most widely relevant to the most people. So the big four that we need to start with, the foundations of any lead lists, are the industry, the employee count, the location, and the job titles. So let's fly through this. For these purposes, for this example, I'm going to be targeting IT companies who are in the B2B space, have 50 to 200 employees, and we're going to target decision makers who would be the ones pulling the trigger on hiring a marketing agency like myself. You can extrapolate this to anything else, and I'll help you through that as we go along. So I'm targeting IT, which stands for information technology. And we're going to be targeting, let's say you can either choose multiple boxes here to fit your range, or you can go here. For the sake of this, I'm going to say 30 to 200 employees, 4 million results. Well, we got to filter this down. So we're going to go US based. Most of our lead generation efforts are contained within the US. And we're going to go with the job titles. So for pretty much any search you do, the top 3 relevant searches will be something like owner, founder, CEO. And for people who are hiring marketing services, that would be decision makers like chief marketing officer. That would be VP of marketing. You can write of, or VP marketing will work too. You can do head of demand generation. You can do even head of sales. So here we've whittled our multi-million person list to 35,000. Good foundation so far. Still too broad. So what else can we do? Well, we have another fairly basic step, which is we can go to keywords and we can search B2B, because I want to search IT companies that service the B2B space. 9.2K leads. Right off the bat, we can see B2B soft, we can check our list. Are we getting the right people? And look at this, right? You go to solutions, they're helping retail. They're helping other businesses. So we know that this fits the B2B space. What I would recommend to you, if you're doing this on your own, is go through this list as you finalize all your filters and see, by clicking through on these links here, do about 80% of the leads on the first page match the criteria of what I'm looking for. If not, it's time to go in and tweak these filters. So another really important one that gets a little bit more advanced is email status. So you want to make sure verified is clicked, because verified means that Apollo has verified that the emails are valid, which means that if you send to them, your emails aren't going to just bounce because the email is not active anymore. It's been changed by the company owner. It's inactive or invalid in some way, which causes the email to bounce or be unread. And then we can also do likely to engage, which here likely to engage essentially means that Apollo is identifying that the email accounts have been active and are valid and have seen activity recently, which means that people will be more likely to respond from these accounts that it's detecting. So now we actually have a pretty well-targeted list with fairly minimal filtering needed. We just have to know the right filtering, which we do here. So as you can see, 5.8 thousand leads identified. And what you'll find is that if you export this list, you'll still want to run it through a third-party verifier, such as a Million Verifier. It's called Million Verifier is the one that I use. It looks like this. And what this essentially does is it does what Apollo says it's doing, but doesn't actually do very effectively, which is basically triple verifies that the leads that you have on your list are still valid and aren't going to bounce. So, if you try to send from Apollo without this, you'll find still, even with that verified button clicked here, that about 20% or 30% of your lead list will be invalid. And if you try to send a campaign to that list, you'll get a ton of bounces and your domain reputation will be destroyed. So we don't want that. Verify your leads. What we can do after that is, which could even circumvent this step, is how we extract our leads. We work with FindElead, and why they're great, they have an enterprise plan to Apollo, so you can actually submit your Apollo links to them, and they will use their enterprise plan to extract the leads for you. And they have an option to just do this the regular way, giving you exactly what you see in Apollo, or they will also do the work of running it through a Million Verifier for you for a bit extra cost, which ends up being actually very worth it. So I highly recommend these guys. They're great. And you can also just get whatever kind of plan fits your needs within Apollo to be able to extract the amount of leads that you are needing for your campaign purposes. So this is the nuts and bolts, meat and potatoes strategy for getting a good quality, high quality list quickly without needing to know every single submenu in Apollo. And of course, in a future video, I'll also go in and talk about each individual category here, and we can look at how we can further our filtering that way. A few to just name right off the bat. The technologies filter, if you know that your service is competing for the market share of another service, for example, you have a CRM product and you want to target people that use HubSpot so that you can pitch them your superior CRM, then you can go into this technology filter and you can search HubSpot, and you can see now we're only targeting with all the same filters plus people who have HubSpot in their tech stack. And this kind of filtering allows you to then write more custom copy that might say something like, hey, first name, notice that you are using HubSpot in your marketing tech stack. We have X solution which does this, this, and this better than HubSpot for cheaper. Would you be interested in learning more? And right off the bat, you have something that's personalized, you have something that's relevant, and you'll get better results the more specific and relevant you can be with your copy in this way. That's the technologies filter. You can also use the revenue filter if it's really important for you to be working with companies that make over a certain amount of money. For example, if you're a private equity firm and you're looking to invest in companies that make over a certain amount in annual recurring revenue, then you can do something like this, where you can say, this company makes between 1 and 10 million, and you filtered your list even further. So at a certain point, you can't really get too filtered in a certain sense, because if you write really relevant copy to a really microscopic list, then you'll still get great results. And, who cares if you're writing a campaign to 50 people with super relevant solutions to that market's pain points, because you might, get a 30% response rate to that and book 2 closed deals, whereas with a more generic campaign, you might get 2 closed deals sending 5,000 emails. So in that case, it was worth it to do that more micro campaign. That said, what I find is that volume is very important. And actually, you can, with a really good offer, you can be a little bit more general with your outreach. And as long as you're, say you didn't have the technology filter and you didn't have the revenue filter, you just had this. If you sent a compelling offer to this list of approximately 5,000 B2B IT companies with, an offer that really speaks to their pain points, you will book meetings. And we've done filtering like this for ourselves and gotten one lead for every 100 emails sent. So no one can say that this is a too broad of a way to filter, because we're actively using it to book a good, healthy pipeline of leads for ourselves. However, there are more advanced methods that you can use. Like I said, technology filter, using revenue, and we'll go in another video into more advanced techniques. One that I'll mention off the bat that we also are able to use is, for example, if you know that there's a LinkedIn page that the followers of that page would be relevant targets for you, there are softwares like goldenleads.io where you can scrape the followers of that LinkedIn page and then create a campaign around something like, hey, first name, notice that you're following this SEO related tool on like SEMrush on LinkedIn. We have this SEO related insert offer that can provide you with this benefit and this benefit, and we just got this person this result using it. Would you be interested in having a conversation about this? You can see how the more tailored your lead list is, the more directed your copy can be. And so these are all tools that we use in our own agency. If you're interested in having something like this done for you, you can book a call at the link down below, and we'd be happy to set up this system for you and even run it for you. And one other thing that I will mention is sometimes you may find that the amount of leads that show up in Apollo are not sufficient for what you're looking for. In other words, it's hard for you to get to this 5,000 lead number. Or how, say you want a list of 2,000 people and you find, I can only find 500. What can you do? Well, check this out. You can click on these leads here and you can see a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them will have keywords here. So say, okay, I want a company that does enterprise software. So if I were targeting B2B enterprise software companies in the IT space, then I could type in enterprise software and look, I just doubled my lead count almost doing that. So what you can do is you can click through. If you click near the job title or even around here, doesn't matter as long as you're on, don't click here. But if you click on this left side, then you'll see all the keywords that are being used for companies. You could even search a specific company that is relevant to your search and see what keywords are associated with them, and then stack those keywords over here to bolster your list and juice more of this orange, get more leads in your total list here. So that is the meat and potatoes of how you can use Apollo. If you exported this list and sent them a good offer, I guarantee you would get calls booked on your calendar on a weekly basis. And like I said, we have a system that we can make this completely done for you, sending upwards of 1,000 emails per day for your business and get leads on your calendar on autopilot, so that all you have to do is close deals and do service delivery. And we handle all of the prospecting, the campaign launching, the lead list building, the follow-up, and the calendar placement. So you just show up and close deals and provide the service. If that's something you're interested in, link down below. Would be happy to have a chat. Otherwise, looking forward to seeing you in the next video, and thank you for taking the time to watch this. Hope it was valuable. Bye.